I said that I was going to keep an eye on what's happening with the power shortfall in Texas, let you know if there's any problems. And indeed, Tuesday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time, there is apparently going to be a crunch. And ERCOT is already out there asking Texans to cut their power usage between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Central Time. I'm going to show you what's going on with that, why that's going on. It's this problem right over here, right in that little pot mark right there. Tuesday morning, we are going to have projected power demand in Texas is going to exceed the committed supply. And this is very concerning because they're going to have to either start switching people off, or they're going to, well, they have to switch people off. That's what's going to have to happen. They do not have the capability to import power from outside the state of Texas. Some of you are like, that's not real. That's not real, Steve. What are you talking about? Texas can't import power from other states. States can import power from each other. Well, no, they can't. The Eastern Interconnect is the eastern states over here. They're all interconnected, and the Western Interconnect over here can import power and move power around. This isn't quite accurate because some Canadian states, provinces, are also connected to these interconnects. They can share power as well. But the one place that cannot share power with anybody is Texas. And they've been talking about building a power line that goes from the Texas Interconnect to the Eastern Interconnect to bring in about 2 gigawatts of power into the Texas Interconnect, but that has not yet been built. And so the Texas Interconnect is still an isolated island, power island, and that power island is going to run out of power, and it's going to have a shortfall of approximately 5 gigawatt hour. I keep wanting to put hours in there. 5 gigawatts of power, projected at 8 a.m. Central Time. Demand forecast 87 gigawatts. Available seasonal capacity. This is committed. 82 gigawatts. That's about a 5 gigawatt shortfall. Now, this goes hour by hour, so the shortfall will begin before then. At 7 a.m. Central Time, they're going to have a projected shortfall of 0.1 gigawatts. So even before 7 a.m., they're going to have a shortfall. And then after up till 9 a.m., they're going to have a shortfall. So between the hours of 6 and 9 a.m., do not be surprised if you're in Texas and your power goes out, because they're going to have to probably do rolling blackouts to make up this shortfall. And that's not good because it is stinking cold, right? This is their weather forecast up here. This is ERCOT's weather forecast. We're looking at Dallas-Fort Worth isn't supposed to get above freezing tomorrow. Not today, not tomorrow. If you're in Dallas, you know it's already cold, right? High of today, Monday, is 26 degrees Fahrenheit. And high of Tuesday, all day, noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, whenever it's supposed to get the hottest, is 28 degrees. And you look across Texas and you're seeing very similar things. South Central, Austin is barely going to get above freezing on Tuesday. It's not getting above freezing here on Monday. People are cranking up their heat, and that is going to definitely cause a lot of problems. On the coast, Tyler, not getting above freezing either day. Wichita Falls up in the north, not getting above freezing. Lubbock, not getting above freezing. Abilene, not getting above freezing. Midland, not getting above freezing. Corpus Christi, a little warmer there, but still quite cold. So all we're seeing here is weather temperatures are awful. And they're not going to start getting better until Wednesday. Things are going to start warming up a bit. And by Thursday, things are going to start getting toasty again. But this is definitely going to cause serious problems for the power grid, at least in the short term. And they can't just pull in from outside. Also, what we're seeing today, has been I said we're going to keep an eye on generation outages with with air temperatures below freezing. That means that we could have increased power outages due to power units going offline. Now, there's been some ice, so I don't know how much of this is wind outages, but these are forced outages. Planned outages are almost nil because they knew that they're going to have problems. So everything that could be operational is operational. And their power outage, these are forced. These are problems that are happening that they cannot get away from. And as the sun goes down tonight, the question is, how many coolant lines are going to freeze? How many natural gas pipelines are going to freeze? And I know some people keep saying out there in comments, natural gas doesn't freeze, Steve. And I've never said natural gas freezes, but as natural gas comes out of the ground, there's water mixed in there, and the water freezes when it hits the cold pipe, and the ice builds up inside the pipe until it blocks all the natural gas flowing through it. And so this is called a freeze out. And that is something that happens, something that's already happening across the Midwest. And is it going to start happening tonight? The longer the natural gas is hitting that cold pipe, more water will accumulate and freeze on that cold pipe and start causing more and more freeze outs. That is going to cause all sorts of problems. So Texas is alone in this. They are not connected to anyone else. And even if they were connected, there's a lot of other neighboring states are hurting as well for power. It's cold in this whole area. Let's look at power outages currently. This is not grid wide. These are people who had a tree fall on their power line, or for some reason their power line is down. We got 26,000 people out of power in Texas right now due to storms. Also in Oregon, we have, let's see, was that 94,000 folks in Oregon, almost 94,000 in Oregon that are out of power. They had an ice storm there. Some serious stuff going on in Oregon as well. So if you're up that way, you may not have power as well. Some people out for 3 days, no water and no power. We have issues of power outages. This is for 97019 zip code, Corbett area, Corbett, Springdale, Littoral, and Ames. 1,000 power outages there, impacting 30,000 customers. So that's a chunk of what we're looking at over in Oregon. Ice storm causing that issue there. But we're definitely going to keep an eye on this generation outages, and it's actually a blessing that we can see what's going on here. Just for perspective here, as they were preparing for the storm, on Sunday morning, there were 10 gigawatts of power outages of generation on the generational side. It's up to 16 gigawatts. So we're talking about 6 gigawatts of power generation has gone offline since Sunday morning. And we're going to have a 5 gigawatt shortfall on Tuesday morning. So you can see how this is extremely important. They're going to be trying to get all their power plants back online and ramped up as much as possible. But so far, their supply for Tuesday is going to be that they have committed is 81 or 82 gigawatts. That's all they can muster right now. They are obviously trying to call every power plant they can and say, crank things up to 11 if you can. Whatever you can give us, give it to us. There is battery power. They have some power that is stored up for their solar and pump hydro capacity and that kind of stuff. And they're going to be using all of that they can to try to overcome the shortfall, but that's already taken into the projection. So we are looking at a shortfall from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. If you're in Texas, this may impact you. Now, there are a few parts of Texas, if you're not part of ERCOT, that may not affect you. So there is the part that is attached to Louisiana and is on the Eastern Interconnect. This may not impact you if you're there. But if you're part of the main Texas Interconnect, this will quite possibly impact you for up to 3 hours on Tuesday. That's the projection. If they lose some generators, that may get worse. If they lose some more windmills, if they lose a power plant or two, their projections may go squirrely. But as you can see, as the solar comes up, that gives them a lot more capacity. So they feel like that will probably give them enough room to breathe and also bring temperatures up a little bit. But it's not going to bring up temperatures a whole lot. Now, this is the area of the country that we can't import power from other places. So across the Midwest, on the East Coast Interconnect and the West Coast Interconnect, other parts of the country can kind of supplement and try to bail them out. Plus, there's a lot more generators across the Eastern Interconnect that can be powered up and brought online. But right now, this is going to be a Texas problem for now. All right, folks, if you're in Texas, be prepared for cold weather, be prepared for possible power outages, and we'll be praying for you guys. If you do not need power in Texas, shut it off, right? Especially from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you have battery packs, charge them up before 6 a.m. So that you're prepared, and also so that you don't have to put a strain on the grid as well. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. Please stay safe out there. God bless you all, and be praying for the folks in Texas if you're outside the state.